Welcome back to episode 11 of A Brutal Vulcan Start. Just returning from the mining run, the previous episode, and let's see what's going on with the water situation here. So I kind of looking at the pipes, and yeah, they're all empty, so I can go ahead and turn these off.
Hydration critical.
We'll grab that O2 tank so we can fill it back up. So this is stuff I need to, in the previous episode, I started working on or initially finished the exterior water cooling system. They only put on 3 radiators, so I need to put on some additional radiators. So I threw them by the door so I don't forget to do that. Another thing we need to do is, since we had that storm, we need to go ahead and fix the solar panels. So we'll just toss that on in there. Get rid of some of these things we don't need to be carrying around. And of course, bump up our jetpack.
Jetpack critical.
And a little bit of water at this point. That's always useful. And we'll take this off, and turn on lights, and empty out these bottles. Yeah, we're going to cut it real close. Actually, I meant to put in one potato, but both went in because they were stacked, and I figured, well, okay, why not? They last long enough that I can make a couple at a time. I was just ready to go ahead and put a tomato in there and get that going. More so I can replicate the seeds over time. Yep, still haven't put a chip in there. Sort of just hanging out, waiting for my hygiene to clean out. I guess at some point I can put a shower in, but that's a little ways off. So with the pressure higher now, pressure above 50, that will definitely help the plants grow. Since we're waiting for hygiene, we'll go ahead and just top off a little bit, and I guess we'll grovel through here looking for some seeds. Okay, not the easiest system getting around. So in the direction I'm facing, I'm thinking about extending out this room by like adding a 3x4 area. But the problem with doing that, if I just set all that up, in one shot, there's not enough gas in here for decent pressure. Well, actually, I might be able to get it high enough that I can actually do like a 3x3 and turn it into a vacuum. But what I was going to do is I was going to turn the room into a vacuum and then go back into the room from the other side and put a bunch of little sub rooms in there using walls, just kind of break it all up. And then when I pop those walls, it only exposes like one frame at a time. So I kind of like a grid almost of pieces, and just take them out one by one without having to empty the whole room into another big room. All right, so we're gonna do some more. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and finish some of this stuff. This gets really hacky. I'm just like, we'll just throw crap anywhere and go with it. And of course, we'll need our wrench. So I'll take this. The piece coming out towards you is where the bottle filler will go, and then I'm just gonna route this around those cables and connect it all up. And so just kind of loop it around here, and voila, we have a connection. Right. So that segment, the segment with the water filler, is the segment connected to the cooling system there, and we just need to get it, at a reasonable temperature to fill the water bottles. Yeah, there's more. Now that's hot, so it's no actual liquids in it yet. It's just all a little too warm for liquid. All right. So that chamber, which is connected outside, and it's not cooling right now because it's too hot outside. But you notice it's not heating up either, which is the big plus side. Okay, we got, get rid of some of our stuff here. Make some more duct tape. The last time it took like 1.5 or so to repair all the dishes, or panels, shall we say, upstairs. Kind of considering things to do. So we'll grab that tank. Now, once again, this is definitely not the most efficient way of doing things. So this is the gas I'm being collected. So what I do is I take at night, I bring in gas, and then I load the filter out the carbon dioxide and the volatiles. So I only do it at night. It's like 127. So this is tapping off that CO2 line. I just fill that up and drop it in there. So I kind of play this game where I'll use the waste tanks to add more CO2 and heat it up a little bit. And once it gets a little warmer, then I'll go in there and grab some more oxide and cool it down again. And because I can't just obviously toss all the oxide in there and drop the temperature really low and kill my plants off. Checking the temperature. Close enough. So the other thing too is keep trading. Yeah, I did read a comment about adding a strength display to this setup, and just something for the future. The connection to the vending machine got broken when I moved it. It was fine for doing trading, but the computer can't access it. So I mean the chip can't access it. So when I turn off the computer, it wouldn't turn off the vending machine. Now that's all synchronized again, so that'll happen. Yeah, my sort of basic technique right now is I'll just take the vertical, put it at 45, take the horizontal, put it at 180, let it settle. And if it takes a little while to settle out, then I'll just go wander off and try to do something useful and then come back And then once I have a reference number, then I'll just change the horizontal for about 20 points one way, and that helps. Then keep going in that horizontal direction. If it hurts, then go 40 back the other way, and then keep going that way, and then lock in horizontal. And once that's close, then play with the vertical. Sometimes I forget to hold down the C button to do it in increments of 10. Yeah, it's starting to get a little cool out here. Okay, that should be it. And just kind of staring at what's going on here. And I'm going to lock this guy in. I'll turn that off. Yeah, it's starting to get getting close. All right. And so this is sort of how, at least manually, it works. Is I'll bring O2 over in a canister, drop it in here, combust it, filter out, keep the hot gas, and bring the steam over, and then when ready, then I move the steam to there, using the pump above it. It cools down to about 135 or so, and then I pump it into the last remaining section, which has the filter filler, and then drink it, and then I can stage those. So basically, I have we have 3 stages. We have the first stage of hot steam, and the second stage of thrown outside to cool down in the atmosphere, and then the last stage of the final cooling done by the cooling system. Okay, so we got whatever this is. I figure I can at least sell some stuff. I'm not going to buy any alloys. Yeah, I'm pretty kind of monitoring everything here. And press to land, and we'll go out and do some useful things and check out what the trader has for us. And so right now the threat is short-term threat is I mess up on my water production flow and run out of water, but I think I've got a handle on that as long as I keep up with it. Okay. Food won't be a problem. Now, burning through that oxide, when that happens, yeah, then we're back to where we were before. Hopefully when that happens, before that happens, I'll have already expanded out the hydroponics area. Alright, so we're just going to, once again, not going to get too fancy. We're just going to slap some pipes and some radiators and call it good. Yeah, get too close, you just can't get locked in. You gotta get kind of back up a little bit. Okay, so that will speed up the cooling. All right. So the other thing is I just don't have any extra space inside the base. And I really want to make a advanced furnace. And the reason for that is I want to get these sensor glasses to speed up finding ore. Mining ore is not really an issue with the heavy mining tool, but finding it becomes more and more an issue, specifically when I need to start finding, like, say, gold. And I need a lot of gold, and so that becomes tricky. But, my base, there's just nowhere to put an advanced furnace. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to extend this out, and then once it's all enclosed, then from the inside I'll pop some walls out, which will flood the space, and then I'll use my old vent I have sitting in there that I used early on for venting the room to bring it back down to a vacuum. That will take a little bit of time, but it doesn't really impact other things. Now, given what I just said, here's a puzzle question for paying attention to what's going on in the design of the base. If I just did that and nothing else, what problem would I cause? We'll come back to this and you'll see when I address it. Didn't keep up with the seal sheets. All right, so we look through here, and yeah, we can make all that stuff. We don't care about that stuff. It's just boring. And there's no super alloys. It's just the crappy stuff. So this surprised me, like, a lot. I never remember. It's been a while since I sold ore, year plus, whatever. It wants 600 iron at $1 and 1 credit each, and then 600 copper and 400 silicon. Not gonna give it any gold or no gold, no coal. Sorry about that, because it's just too hard to find. But the others are like everywhere, and I'm going, whoa, I can just at the money tree here, and I will just milk a whole bunch of iron, definitely copper and silicon, and just sell that off and put me in a good place for cash. Okay, we're just checking the if we can move things along from one area to another. Obviously, this will be automated at some point. But with all that, I just go ahead and build up a huge cash reserve. I didn't realize it would need that many. I thought it'd be always a lot less. That seems like, especially for a 3x3 trader, I think that's a way OP. I think that trader must be mistuned, because that's just too much. Because that gives me in the thousands of credits. Now, for other planets, if it's anything but Venus or Vulcan, yeah, okay, that would be a tough sell to get that much ore, especially if you don't have a sensor lens or glasses. But for Venus and Vulcan, where ore is a lot of it, especially Vulcan, where it's generally easier to find, that seems a bit way OP. But we're gonna go with it, because I got a whole bunch of crappy traders. So we're going to make a bunch of more steel sheets. So that's just a bonus. So we're kind of, the flow generally was to go ahead and, expand the base, get an advanced furnace, get the alloy needed for the sensor glasses, and then get that and set up there. And once I have that, then go ahead and make the super alloys required to give myself the full heavy suit, the one you typically would start with on Vulcan or Venus. And with that suit, you resist the heat far better. And then going out during the day mining doesn't really hurt that bad. And so then I can just mine anytime I want. So once I have the suit upgraded, since I can now process just the waste CO2 in here, then we are in easy street. All right. So one flow of base improvement, as I said, is to extend the base, set up the advanced furnace, and then go ahead and smelt the super alloys. And then, of course, the background flow of keep making water to drink and work on catching up on that. So making bigger batches, and hopefully I'll get a little caught up so I don't have to do it all the time. And then go ahead and expand this room a bit in a sort of a grid fashion, so I can just take out walls one by one, make it a little bigger as needed, so I don't drop the pressure too low. And then as I do that, I can just keep planting more crap, and which will be kind of messy layout, but we'll just go for volume at this point. All right, so then we still have other things going on, right? We need to sort of lay out almost a new base so I can put a serious hydroponic setup, and that includes a cooling system that doesn't rely on a crappy AC with a vent sitting outside. So put in a full phase change AC cooling system for the hydroponic, or more likely make a cooling system that's centralized. And so now you're talking about a hydroponic room and sort of a machine room, and that gets a lot of construction time and building all that out. And once I do all that, then I can redo the water production stuff and automate all that. So it's sort of like this starter base is to keep us going, and then we'll build another base side by side to start taking over components of it. For example, initially take over cooling. So put in a cooling system, run cooling pipes throughout, and tap off that, bring it over here in a bunch of pipes. Even if it's messy, it doesn't really matter. And now I have a lot of cooling power that I can tap into, and that makes everything easier. And then once I have that, and of course power production, I don't want to all of a sudden start running out of power, so I need to deal with that. So the new base would have large arrays of solar. They have to be enclosed, so I don't constantly have to repair them, and a bunch of turbines, and then use heavy cables, so I can put a bunch of those. All right, so we're gonna put a little more oxide in here. We'll just split it in half. It's always fun. So about half, about 25 is about, do that and see how it's going, and then add some more CO2, and it's a little warmer, drop another 25 in. It seems work out pretty well, of course, until I run out of oxide. But there'll be enough batch in there, and then with my current trader, go ahead and do all that mining and send him off. And then go ahead and wait for other sources of O2. So, all right, got some more pipes there. We can continue on there, and let's get rid of this. Got what's over here, and yeah. Let's go ahead and start up some more. Probably spent a little bit too much time. See, since there's nothing in that tank that's useful, then I might as well just turn that top valve and run it, because it doesn't matter how hot that gas is, because even if it's super hot and right now turn at peak day, if I throw 2000, 2600 Celsius, those doors will open to cool it down. So in this case, I get some cooling effect even during the heat of the day if I'm processing hot steam. Okay, now we don't lose our trader. We're going to keep that trader for a while until we max out the selling of copper, iron, and silicon. And that should hold us pretty well on cash. Actually, I will hold this pretty well. And then maybe we can buy some extra stuff that I typically can't ever afford to buy. Could almost argue getting another mining belt, but I just get bored if I mine too long. I mean, mining can be fun, but I don't want to. If I'm filling up multiple belts, I mean, if I have my inventory empty and it's long enough, and I come back in. So. And once I upgrade my suit, then it won't really matter when I go out. So, all right. So we're just checking that, and yeah. The problem with that pipe doesn't really tell us much because the tank outside. Now, in theory, there's math involved. So if I know how much gas is in the pipe and how big the volume of the pipe is, I know the volume of the tank is 6,000, and there's a ratio involved there, and do this and do that, and tell you how much is the main tank. But all I need to know is there is gas, there is volatiles in the other tank. I need to improve that too. And what I mean by that is the current extraction of volatiles and CO2 is done by just having a vent sitting outside. It can only run during the night. And because of the lower pressure, it doesn't filter as fast. So I want to put a tank in front of that. That tank is filled with a large power fan at night. And then the filtration will happen from that tank, which doesn't operate anywhere near as fast as a large power vent. And then it can run almost 20, the full day cycle. Full night and day cycle independently of that. And that's been on the list for a while, but it's just not getting there. All right, so we'll just make it a little warmer here, and let's get rid of this. Probably not really worth my effort staring at this. All right, so let's go do something useful here. Yeah, that's what I decided. I probably should take an extra water bottle. Believe it or not, it becomes a problem at some point where I don't have enough water bottles, or not enough water bottles in this room. Let's fill them both up. Fill that up. So that'll go in there. And then at night it'll cool down to a reasonable temperature, which is not that temperature. And that'll empties out, and So now mucking with this stuff, I need to extend that base out, that construction I started. Always interesting trying to keep multiple tasks going at one time, you know. So we got like keep the water going, add more CO2 to the hydroponic room, you know, move the water through the different stages. What do I need to print? What do I need to build next to kind of expand the base out a little bit? And, you know, what temperature outside is? Do I need a mine, or what do I need to build? So. So what I'll end up doing is I'll build that expansion a 2x5, and then I'll go off mining and go, you know, maybe I should have made it 3x5. So all right, so let's do some welding here. I'm trying to fly in here so I don't have to be land, so I have to keep flying. Make sure I don't, oh, I missed one. So we have, yeah, I sort of did the 5, the dimension 5 was just because it fits in this area without blocking. If I went like a little further, then that vent gets blocked. If I go the other way a little further, another vent gets blocked. So 5 kind of fits in here without doing any plumbing changes. So we'll put all but 1 in so we can get out. As I said, then once it's all enclosed, then I just pop those. You know, actually I could enclose it while I'm inside and then pop those walls out and then just gone through the base, you know, to turn on the vent and get back out again. So I guess I overcomplicated this a bit. So, all right. Yeah, kind of funky layout now. I just really need that room for that advanced furnace. All right, and fortunately, it does not go into lava. Okay. Let's go do some mining. We got to do a lot of mining because we want to feed the trader. Shots like this is like, you know, so cool. See the base and the sun coming up and the lava and the shadows. And Venus is such a washed out. Now, so I said, wow, it's burning mining. I go, yeah, let's go ahead and make it a little bigger. Since we can almost do it now. So I'm just burning up what I have in inventory. Yeah, it's getting a little toasty, but a little extra. That's just going to be more extra CO2 in my tank, and it'll be a little warmer, but it's not that big of a deal if I'm not in peak heat here. And all that oxide then It's not a big deal right now keeping it cool. But we don't have enough frames to finish it off, so all right. You got a bunch of stuff to sell.
Hydration critical.
All right, so let's get rid of a bunch of this stuff. So basically anything that's a 50, that's iron, copper, or silicon, goes into the vending machine. Yeah, the vending machines don't, they don't stack. So if you put like 225, units of ore, and you bring them back out, you're going to get 225 units of ore. So we got some water, more. 2 bottles, almost 2 full bottles. So, all right, so let's keep this this train going here. My little phase change system over there seems to be working pretty well. Yeah, I've been playing around with different designs for something. I want to do a closed circuit version. And I've been mucking with that, but because of my cold and stuff, I hadn't made too much progress. Using it as an excuse. So, all right, so we'll just drop this in here. Oop, don't pull that out. Yeah. Nope, can't do that. Then I'm going to waste tank. Now, if I took my helmet and suit off, then I can do it. Now it's okay. All right, so yeah, we're doing the old, still playing with fire with no chip, protection chip in the filtration unit. I want to move that, I want to move both those units to the other side to free up this corner here, but it's just not getting to it. Putting that waste tank to atmosphere, cooler on the floor is sort of a waste of floor space. That should have been on the wall in the first place. All right, so we're doing well here. There's a bunch of crap load of O2 in here now. And so we just get the hydroponics expanded a bit. We're doing pretty well. But I think technology-wise, as far as automation, the cooling, a larger cooling system is required because I need it, for cooling that CO2 before typically for bringing it into the room. Oxide won't last forever. All right, so we've cleared our hygiene. Oh yeah, that's why the door takes longer because there's a lot more gas in there. So let's go ahead and do another batch. Keep this gravy train going here. And I said the combustion and the filtration, they have no output protection. It's just the batches I'm doing are small enough that, there's plenty of safety factor involved. Okay, so we're doing well there. So might as well turn that on too, because to the next batch. So we'll move there. So 135, that's, you're not going to get it down to 127 because as you get closer to the equilibrium, it just really slows down. But that's a big change from 2600 or so. And once we empty that out, then we turn this on. Refill that, and then good. So another batch of water is cycling through, and we're going to need some more frames here. Still got to finish the expansion area we're working on. I also going to be needing some more steel here real soon. So I think I got plenty of iron. It's just the need to find some more coal. Actually, don't need any more walls, but. So I'm kind of thinking of things to do while waiting for it to get dark. And we'll need electronic parts for the power vents. So we'll print up a bunch of those up, just have them ready to go. Kind of glancing at the I was trying to remember if the card require the super alloy or the glasses themselves. The glasses themselves require them, so I guess I could print the card off. But all right, so I printed off some. We'll stick it over here. So there's that insulated tank right there that I had set up. I built a long time ago to help my filtration of night air, but haven't set it up yet. Now I'm clearing that area out because that's where I'm not air. Right behind me is where I'm going to punch that hole. No, not there. That's the wrong side. I'm just wasting time right now, kind of looking around, thinking of what can I do? What can I do that's useful here? You can always probably print something. And closing fast. We're still pumping up our jetpack too. I still have those. You see on those liquid radiators still sit on the ground. And I could probably extend the pipe out a little bit and just throw 2 more on there just to use them. They're better there than sitting on the ground there. Yep, you're gonna need a chip here. Yeah, throw it in to remind me to pick it up next time. And yeah, it's just sort of weird having the hydroponic room on one end of the base and sort of like the water generation on the other side of the base. And obviously I could take a pipe and run an O2 pipe on the outside and wrap it around. And combustor is combusting. Yeah, okay, so we got like there's 146 on one side and 152, that's 300 moles. And so I want to keep up with it. And we'll drop these in here, turn that on. And we got more. Okay, that's more than cold enough. And looking for excuses not to go outside. Everything's happy, nothing's going to blow up. Pretty sure. I can't actually perform a trade if the everything's turned off. All right, so let's sell what we have. See how close we get. Yeah, we can go a lot more. And there's like, okay, well, all right. And so, well, 1180. Yeah, don't hit the part yet. We're gonna fill this guy up before we let him go. Now, if we would have had him before we found the oxide, that would be an interesting problem. I would probably just make like one mining trip, sell whatever I had inventory, and let him go just so I keep it going. Since it went all the way around, then we can keep him going along a little longer. Alright, so we made the base a little bigger. Now we need to tear out these walls. And if you really want to empty out all these spaces quickly, just put a large power vent inside, a pipe to a passive vent outside, turn that sucker on, and man, the place goes to a full vacuum in like 3 seconds. Boom. That includes all the little crap stuff in there. Just bam, gone. You can literally take a wall out and it runs so fast you're pretty much maintaining a vacuum in the room anyway. Alright, so once again, I could have just, yeah, I'm gonna be stupid here. Don't know why I'm stupid. Alright, so once again, I'm gonna do all this extra work, flying around, close the base up from the outside. And then I go, okay, well, let's get the vacuuming part going and look at this junk off my inventory before I go mining. So here I'm going to zip around. Go inside. Turn that on. Come over here. All right, now. It's probably a good thing I went inside. My earlier quiz of what I need to do before I open this space up. And did you say you need to get the oxide out of that vending machine because it's not a refrigerator vending machine? And I could be wrong. It may be. So my belief is that by having the oxide in the vending machine, they would melt inside. Maybe I'm just paranoid and nothing would happen. And so what I did is I took everything out of the vending machine first into my mining belt because I'm going to flood this heat to space back up again. And I said maybe it wouldn't cause a problem. And I guess it probably wouldn't cause a problem because I can't see the ice melting inside the vending machine. But at this point, it's not something I wanted to assume would work a certain way, and because I haven't done this in a while. So I figured, well, let's take everything out, put it in my mining belt, and then gives me also an indication how much I have. And that way, when I vent the room, I don't go ahead and lose all my oxide. That'd be also with the volatiles in here have an explosion or something. So that would be an interesting ending. Now, I do plan with the additional space I have available, I can now move the vending machine over there into the new area. So that frees up the hallway there. So I'm going to move it anyway. I got to take the oxide out anyway. All right. But that said, I still could have done this. I could not have done this inside if I want to empty the vending machine first. I had to go this way first. I got 200. All right. So we have to carry that around with us a little bit so we don't. So we're going to do a quick mining run, like real super quick, come back to the base and then call it quits there. So it's kind of toasty, and so I just want to get going here. And another really nice shot of Vulcan here. All right. So the end of an exciting episode, and until next time, see ya.